Thank you guys for tuning in to this video. So we're going to kick things off by cutting the hair down with the one guard. Now, initially when I began to cut his hair down, and I'm also going with the grain by the way, but when I began to cut his hair down, after he saw with the one guard open, he decided that he wanted it just a little bit lower. So I eventually closed the lever and cut it down with the one closed. We're just going with the grain of the hair. So he has a swirl in the front of his head and his hair kind of grows to the sides. So you see me combing the hair in the direction that it grows, and then I cut against the grain. When you're cutting someone, you always want to comb the hair beforehand just to diagnose the scalp and just to see all the growth patterns of the hair. So we're going to kick things off by creating our bald guideline on the side and in the back. Okay, now we're going to begin the tapering process. And as I said in previous videos, tapering is just like fading, except you're doing it in a much smaller space. So here we're creating our guideline about 1 inch high. And this is going to be a medium bald taper. So it's not really a high taper because you're still going to be able to see his arches on the side. And we're just gradually opening the lever to blend into that next guideline. And notice how I'm keeping my finger on his ear, just because you don't want the corner of the blade to cut the ear, because that's a very sensitive spot. And once you make that skin bleed, it'll be very hard to stop the bleeding. And then while I'm right here, I just went ahead and started to blend in the sideburns. So I basically just started with the lever open, and I just gradually closed it until I got closer to the top. You just want to be as efficient as possible whenever you're cutting. Okay, next we take the number 1 guard. And by the way, if you're new to this channel, all of the guards that I use will be annotated in the top left corner. And since I cut the top down with the one closed, the one open will blend right into the one closed. So there will be no need for a 1.5 guard during this cut. So the only guards I'll be using are the 1 guard and then the 1/2 guard. And when I do tapers, I like to blend behind the ear just a little bit, so that way whenever they turn their head to the side, or if you look at the haircut from the side, there'll be a gradiency to the cut. And then here we just have on the 1/2 guard, and you see me keeping tension on the skin, so I'm using my thumb on my left hand to just keep tension on the skin, so that way I get as tight of a blend as possible. And notice, you'll see when I'm doing a taper, I really use the corners of the blade. Since the area is so small, you don't want to accidentally raise your guideline or take the taper up too high. So that's why you have to use the corners of the blade. And then right now, I'm just doing cleanup work. So with his taper in the back area, it's pretty tricky because I'm not trying to be funny, but he has like a He has like a meat roll back there, but you just have to just pull the skin just to blend up in that area. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. And once again, before you guys get in the comments trying to say I was clowning him, I'm not. I promise you. So here we're taking the one guard, and like I said, that's a pretty tough area to blend in. So that's why you see me always keeping tension on the skin. So that way I can make sure the blend looks, that way the taper looks blended. Okay, now you see me close the lever. So with the one guard, the steps are open, close, as you just saw me close the lever, and then we're gonna go halfway. Okay, now we're taking the half guard and the lever is halfway, going up under that one guard. And then you see me close the lever, going up under that half guard, halfway open. So we're going right up under that. And then now we're going to proceed on with the lineup. So when you're lining up behind the ear, please, please, please do not over exaggerate the arch over the ear, because once it grows back, it will look terrible. And there you see me just cueing you guys to make sure you use the corner of the blade when you're going around the ear. And usually my rule of thumb, whenever I'm lining up the sides, I like to line it up with the corner of the eyebrow. So you want to use that as a reference point. Whenever you're lining someone up, it's very key to use reference points. That way you can try to match one side with the other. With the haircut, you want everything to be symmetrical, especially with the lineup. So here I'm just going to start in the middle and then work my way to one side, and then I'm going to match that on the other side. So here is the finished product, guys. If you got value out of this video, I ask that you subscribe. I want to hear you guys' feedback in the comments, so let me know what you guys think of this cut. If you want to see more videos like this, give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.